What's up, guys? In this video I will be talking about alcohol and why it's so profoundly life-changing to stop drinking alcohol. Actually, why I bring this up, it's way deeper than we think, but many times we're in this loop, and I think that everyone in their heart really knows that you shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. I'm gonna be talking about 5 to 7 things that really changed in my life when I stopped drinking alcohol, and I will tell you a little bit about my story. So alcohol, first of all, is a suppressant. It literally lowers your vibration. Like, all your cells are like batteries, and it basically turns down the volume and the intensity of your vibration. Like, everything in your body vibrates at a level. So when you drink, you basically numb the whole body. You numb your thoughts, and that's why it works so well in really numbing negative emotions that we don't want to experience. And that's why we're drinking. We're drinking so we can forget our problems. We're drinking so we can kind of escape the reality that we're in, and maybe we don't want to deal with things. What happened in my life is profound when I started to really own my life and what I wanted to do. I was drinking I started to drink when I was 13, and I remember the first time I was like, wow, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. And from that point on, I drank until I was 26 or 27. So now I'm 35. So it's a couple of years ago that I haven't even touched. I don't even want it. I don't even feel like drinking it. And why do I even want to do that? I remember all the days after you've been drinking, you had a hungover for 2 or 3 days. I was really, really out of my whole body, and it was just I felt bad, and all of this negative things that comes up with it. So not just that the alcohol actually numbs you and numbs your thoughts, it numbs your creativity, it numbs your sexuality, it just it numbs everything within you. It's numbing your whole soul, and kind of there's nothing really good with it. And the people that I meet, people all the time, hey, you know what, I just take a couple there and a couple on Friday and a couple on, it's okay. It's because they haven't owned the fact that they have shit going on that they don't want to deal with, and they don't want to hear it. And if you say something else, they're like, no, don't take me out of my bubble. I just want to keep drinking so I can keep doing whatever I do, because I don't want to deal with the stuff I really want, that I have to deal with. But what happens when you stop is not that you just you vibrate higher. You attract different people. You attract better people, I would say, because you attract the same people that you are at. So if you are vibrating here, you're only gonna attract the same kind of vibration. Often it's same, they also drink, or they're down. But what happens when you stop drinking is that you vibrate higher and higher, and these people are gonna fall out, and it's really scary, because then it's who am I gonna be with then? Who am I gonna spend time with? But I thought they were my friends, and maybe they were not. So what happens is that you meet new people, and I would say better people come in, because these people that vibrate higher probably have more things that goes on in their life that are positive. I just didn't meet new people. I made more money. I started to basically really discover who I was, because I've been suppressing the real Michael for a very long time, and leaving and quitting and taking the decision, because it's in the moment of the decision that your life is changed. So in the moment that you decide that I'm not even going to touch it anymore, and I'm not going to count, because the people that count, they're still in it. They still haven't given up. You need to let go. Life is a process of continuously letting go of old things that no longer serve. We are so attached to either the outcome or the person or the idea of something that we need to hold on to these things, and it just it blocks us, and it locks us in for life to give us life want to give us things. imagine like life wants to give you things, like all the stuff you dream about, life wants to give to you, but you keep drinking that alcohol. And what happens is that it can't give you the stuff because you are in a so low vibrational frequency that you can't just get it. So that dream that you have is not possible. And I experienced in my own life, like everything, the manifestation. So the number fourth is like, you manifest things like super quickly. When your body is clean and you are like pure, I'm talking from when you are all the detoxes has, like you've been doing that and there is no alcohol left in your body and like everything is out, you literally is gonna manifest things faster. The thing you're thinking about is gonna pop up in front of you faster than you ever experienced before. And this is a super cool thing, because when you travel and do things that I've been doing, for example, you're just like, oh, I need a bike, and then boom, someone shows up. I'm like, here's a bike. Or like, oh, I need this, I want this, and then boom, and that thing shows up. So like manifestation goes way faster when we commit to not even drinking, like you don't even touch it. That's the thing. That's the key. Choosing to live completely without it. And I know people like, but how are you doing it? You can't just take it off, they say. And I say, you know what? You're completely right. You can't take something out without putting something else in. And in this case, you like, if you take away the alcohol, you got to put something in that is better than the alcohol. That's the key. People don't get this. Healing is about like taking out something either that didn't happen or that supposed to happen, or that happened that was not supposed to happen. And it's the same with alcohol. You just need to take that out and then replace it with something new. So when you do this, life will just change in ways you have no idea. Energy, something super important. If you don't have energy, you have no life. Imagine if there was no energy inside of you, then you wouldn't be able to go out and create and do and meet people and explore and whatever that is. Energy is the foundation of everything. It's the most important thing. If you think about it, energy and your health. It's the two most important things. So when you stop drinking alcohol, all of a sudden that energy just flows into your life. I experience such a profound like boost of energy when I really, and it took like a year or something before I was kind of like completely off of it, when I was really like done with it. And that energy is like, of course I'm not like sometimes I'm tired too, right? Because I've been doing things. But like I could see like, oh shit, do I even have this amount of energy? I was like, is this even possible? Like, is this even possible to live this way? I never thought, because I was always in this like cloud of alcohol that is just like, no, it was not nice. And it's like, I would tell you like this thing is a really hard thing to do, because alcohol is so normalized everywhere. And when it's normalized and you all of a sudden the people that you've been with and you're like, you've been drinking, and all of a sudden you're not drinking, and they're like, you're not gonna drink with us? Come on, just take one. And most people can't accept that someone changes. So what happens is that they kind of like, they want to force you on, and if you're not, they're kind of like, they look at you like, who are you? Like, why not? And being strong in that moment, either leave because they're not real friends, or just say, no, I don't want it. And if they don't accept, I would say like, get the fuck out of there straight away. Because people that don't accept and can cherish you on, instead of like, you know what, you're not gonna drink? Oh, you know what, I'm also not gonna drink. I'm gonna have water or lime juice or whatever. That's amazing. If they can't accept that you actually changed, I would say that those people is just like, see you later, alligator. You don't want to deal with them at all. And this took time for me. I like step by step, I needed to cut out people out of my life, because I couldn't, like, you can't leave, or you can't quit the alcohol if these people are not also either very accepting, or you just basically leave them. I would also say that cigarettes and like either drugs, because I used to do drugs as well, like cocaine and shit like that. I quit the drugs, I quit the cigarette smoking, and I quit the alcohol at the same time, because all of these three had a relationship with each other. And you can't like think that you're gonna keep smoking and not drinking if you used to drink and smoke, because all the smokers know how nice it is to take a beer or a drink to the smoke, and how nice it is to have a drink and take a smoke to the drink. So all of these comes together, and I would say that cutting all of them out at the same time and making something fucking radical, like that's something that people were like, what the fuck is going on here? What is he doing? I think that is the most exciting and good thing to do, and like just like abrupt completely the system and like, hey, you know what? I'm going for my dreams. Say ya. So yeah, I would say remember to replace the alcohol with something. I replaced it with personal growth and like healing, and since then I haven't been able to go back. And talking about it, I have been thinking about talking about this for a long time. It's just like talking about this, it's just such a liberation, and you can cherish yourself on later. Like, wow, amazing! That was so cool. Why didn't I do it like earlier? Like, why didn't I? It's just like it's a point of like a breaking point where a bump. You need to come over the bump, and when you're over the bump, it's like, oh, that's fine. Now it's okay. And later you're like, wow, life is wild. Life. You will even see things differently. You will hear stuff differently, and you will experience life from a different place, instead of like this smog thing that kind of like clouds the mind, because that's what it does. It kind of like, even if you're not drinking for a week, it's still like you're still in it. It's like clouds, and that's why it's so normalized. The system wants you to be on alcohol. Like in Sweden, the government sells the alcohol. So the government are poisoning the people. The government are poisoning the people. I would say it should be illegal. It should be completely illegal to use alcohol. That's the worst shit you can ever take. But because it's socially accepted, people are doing it. Alright, I hope you found some value. Subscribe if you like it. See you next time.